Hey, oh. So I've got the green screen behind me. I didn't bother putting it up, so I wasn't even going to put my face in it. I was just experimenting. So I've decided to have a bet for Sunday, the 8th of February. So what I've gone for is I've gone for three win selections. That's better. Three win selections and three each way selections, but there's nothing huge. I think they've all got decent chances. Obviously, the three win chances they've got to be strong fancies, otherwise you wouldn't back them. So what I've done is I've gone for a £1.25 win Trixie and a £3 win singles on all three selections. I've actually gone to Ireland. The races that I've chose, I've looked at the favourite and it's got a chance. The problem is the favourite in most of the races is it's trained by Gordon Elliott, and he's got normally about three or four other runners in each race in those races. I never like backing like that, but I've looked through the runners. There could be some big shocks, but I can't find out the one that could do it because there's several runners that have never ran before. I've looked at the favourites and has he got a favourites chance? And I've gone for yes, and that's why I backed them. I've gone for three favourites. I'm not going to go for big prices, wins or anything like that. So let me get into it. So the first selection is Staffordshire Knot at 11 to 10 in the 250 at Navan. The second selection is Coyote Spirit in the 150 at Navan. Coyote Spirit is the form pick currently, but the second favourite, trained by Gordon Elliott, I think it's in the Jigginstown colours, I'm not sure. It's got some absolutely cracking form, but that was a bit back. That was just over a year ago, I believe, but it's lost its way since. The problem is with those kind of horses is they can pop up at any time. It's now got a tongue strap on as well. It was only beaten 6 and something lengths by, is it Kopek de Boards? Well, that would win the race, but it's completely lost its weight. It's been jumping to the left and everything. And there's also another horse in the race that jumps to the left. And I'm thinking, once one of them starts jumping to the left, you've seen how it can have a knock-on effect, and you might see both horses jumping to the left again. Well, after those two horses, there's nothing with form there's nothing with form, but there are some horses that have never ran before, so you don't know quite what you're up against. But I would say that Coyote Spirit has got the obvious chance. Sorry, I thought I saw something pop up at window. I probably did. There's probably somebody watching me. So that's Coyote Spirit. And the final selection in the win bet is Shaftar at even money. Yeah, you can see me £1.25 Trixie. Shaftar in the 7 minutes past 2 race at Chelmsford. So I've seen a few Simon Crisford runners recently, and they've been touted as quite hot pots. They've travelled quite strongly, but all that's happened is I think I've seen one win and two or three just nudged out for second or third. They are definitely being tenderly handled. I'm not blaming them for this, but I just think from a betting proposition, I think the second favourite, Shaftar, which absolutely flew last time in quite a warm race, just gives it that edge from the race edge. Because if it goes into a drive with whips out, I'm not convinced that the favourite, I think it's called Palace Pier or something like that, I'm not convinced Harry Davis is really going to get his whip out. And we saw one recently. I saw the highlight one. It's not highlights. I saw the replay on the Basher Watts channel. So I do tend to like to enjoy that. And I did see, I think was it called Roar? I think it was something like that. And the favourite was just nudged out. Well, that was the second favourite that won. The favourite was Crisford's, and it was just nudged out. Quite well beaten. Well, I just think that Shaftar, Ian Williams, normally in handicaps, if there's big prize money knocking around, it's very rare that he's not knocking around at least the place money. Well, there's £8,000 for this. I don't know if it's a novice or a maiden. I just think that £8,000 for Ian Williams, they're going to be fully tuned up. They're going to be pumping for this, and I just think that Crisford it'd like to win it, but normally the Crisford horses will go for much bigger pots in the end anyway. But I just think Shaftar may surprise the favourite. There's not much in it. I think one's 10 to 11 and Shaftar's even money. They could even flip-flop come race time. So those are the ones that I fancy to win. So the each way ones aren't huge in price. So what I've gone for is, it's a 50p each way in patent and a £1.50 each way treble. So the first selection is Nam in the 137 at Chelmsford. So this horse, this is the worst grade it's ever ran in. I think it's this horse. Just double check if you're following me in on that. I believe it's dropping to a 0 to 65 for the. In fact, no, it isn't. I think that's Mandana. But anyway, Nam. I'm not re-recording this video. Right, I'm going to talk you through these horses very briefly, and I forgot what I was going to say. So basically, in a nutshell, is one of these horses is a specialist at Chelmsford. It's got 2 out of 2 so far. Just check the form. It won't take you long. I do believe it's Marinakis at the bottom. Marinakis in the 7 minutes past 3 race at Chelmsford that is unbeaten over the course, because there's quite a few lines of form in that race, with the second favourite called Monk's Mead. Monk's Mead has got the beating of Marinakis. However, I do believe Monk's Mead has only ever ran once or twice at Chelmsford, and never beyond a mile as far as I'm aware. I'm not convinced Monk's Mead wants the 1 mile 2. Marinakis should race slightly more prominent, but like I said, it's 2 out of 2 at Chelmsford. There are other horses that have got sneaks, but I just can't fancy them strong enough to not go for this Marinakis. I very nearly, if Monk's Mead hadn't have beaten Marinakis in one of the previous races, I would have actually gone for Marinakis in the win bet, but I'm not going to. It's 11 to 4. You know, it stinks a bit, the 11 to 4 does, but yeah. Mandana in the 237 at Chelmsford. Let me just have a quick look, and I'll remember straight away. 237 at Chelmsford. Everything is so much slower when you're recording your screen. Just thought I'd mention that. Right, it's Mandana that has never tackled. So it's in a 0 to 65 class 6. Mandana is. Come on, load up. Pull that cord. Come on, load up. Is it going to load up? Yep. Right. So it's a 7 furlong race. I expect this horse to be prominent throughout, and as you can see, it's never tackled a class 6. This is the first so it was in quite decent form, only beaten 2 lengths, 5 lengths, 2 lengths, and then it ran a shocker. I think that race was quite decent. Lexington Jet, it either went into that race winning its previous, or it's won again since. I can't remember which way round it is, but it was in decent form. The horse that won the race, Lexington Jet, posted a racing post rating of 78. So it was a very warm race, much warmer than this 0 to 65 class 6. So up until then, I think that. So it switched stables to James Owen. James Owen is absolutely on fire. He has been pretty much, well, especially since the all-weather season started, I think, really. Done very well over hurdles as well, the trainer has. And I just think dropping back in trip, I'm expecting it to be prominent throughout. It's got a draw of 6, so hopefully it goes straight to the front. It's got a hood on, which it had when it was trained by the previous trainer. And I just think that disappointing run just seemed as though it was perfect to get dropped another couple of pound into a 0 to 65. Pretty much nearly the best horse in the race. And I think it could be hard to beat. It's not a strong race because you can't see this, but let's have a quick look. So you know on the racing post how it shows you the last 5 runs. Nothing has won on the all-weather in the last 5 runs. So it's a poor race. I'm thinking if Mandana goes straight to the front, it could be very hard to beat. So I think I've covered them all. Let me just tell you about this Nam. I might as well while I'm at it. Yeah, 137. So 137 Nam. So this is also a cracking Class 6 race. So Fan Nam ran only 5 days ago. Yeah, so Fan Nam, it's got not got too much to write home about. As in, like, there's nothing. I think it does prefer Chelmsford. It's a poor race. You've got Andrew Baldwin with a horse that's ran 3 times, could be head and shoulders above these, hasn't ran for 140 days. This is the bit I wanted to mention, was the favourite, Navan Sword, or I probably said that wrong, beat Fan Nam. I think it was 3 runs ago 3 runs ago for Fan Nam. Excuse me. But that race that Navan Sword won, it was 14-1 that day. Fan Nam was 13-8 favourite. Clearly, Fan Nam ran below expectations. It came 7th that day. It's gradually improving since, or has gradually improved since. It subsequently finished 5th and 2nd. And I just think Chelmsford, it is more suited to Chelmsford. Although it ran at Chelmsford that day, I just think something wasn't quite right. And then you've got, I can't pronounce his first name. You never quite know. Is it Kian? It probably isn't anything. That's probably someone like Sean. Kian Horgan taking 5 off. So I just think it's got a decent chance. Navan Sword, it's drawn 1. If it's not going to race prominently, it could be sat last very quickly, which may not be ideal at Chelmsford. So those are all the selections for Sunday, the 8th of February. So I wish you the very best of luck. Charlie Winters, over and out. Cheers, mate.